Right. I weren't gonna come back. I weren't gonna come back. But I have to talk about this. Just because it's one of the funniest things, yeah, that I've seen in a long, long, long time. Peoples. What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Top of the Morning Show. You're here with myself, Isaac. Follow me on Twitter at Isaac Semwenga, where I talk everything and anything, and I feel free to say what I want to say. Before we even start this, I think it's better that I mirror. Let me make sure I got mirror share screen thing. Yeah, right. Go back now. Can you make it bigger? Right. Okay. You lot can see man's tabs, but man's tabs are calm still. So man ain't really hiding nothing around there anyway. Just put that. Yeah, I had to, man. Just because I wanted to say something real quickly, bro. Alright, cool, respect. So listen to what John Barnes has said, yeah. I want people to tell me, do they think he's a coon or not? I personally think this is mad coonish behaviour. Straightforward. John Barnes is a legend. I can't say shout out to John Barnes, but in terms of his footballing exploits, definitely a legend. Definitely a legend. Yeah, for what he did and what I felt he represented. I'm not from the John Barnes era, but I've been told by my dad and many other OGs like that Barnes changed the game. Barnes goes on to say, this is Daily Mail, by the way, peeps. Yeah, where's it gone? Why is it moving like that? Yeah, if there'd been 5 black coaches and 1 white one, he would have pointed out the white one. What else can he say? John Barnes sticks up for the Romanian official who sparks the Champions League walkout. Now, guys, go look at this yourself when you're ready. I just want to go, I think, to the tweets that I find absolutely hilarious. So, John Barnes tweets, if they are the only white person in the room or group, they are. How else would you describe the only white person or black person in a group? I'm gonna say right there, that's bullshit, because you don't need to say a man's color of their skin or a woman's color of their skin to describe who they are. You can just merely point, if you don't know that name, and say it's that person over there. Because actually, the information is that the fourth official was reporting something to the referee about maybe a disagreement that they had. He didn't need to say the black one. He just had to say that man over there is who was giving me the hassle. Then he goes on to say, Bar said if he was white, you wouldn't say white guy. But if there were 5 black coaches and 1 white coach, he would have said the white one. What else could or should he say? Real boy? Let me go back now. Is it gonna... No, I don't want the entire screen. Take me back now to me. One sec, guys. Technical difficulties. Technical ones. Man fully doesn't know how to... Yeah, cool, bang. Man's back. Right, so... John Barnes, to me, that's coonish, fam. Yeah? That's mad coonish. Because, let's just keep it real. You do not need to describe a person by their color to somebody else to explain or to identify to identify who that person is. You don't need to. It's not necessary. It's not needed. All right, I think I'm not getting this. What is it you're not getting, bro? I think I'm not getting this. Right. So it was the fourth official. What did Barnes say? All right, let me show you what Barnes said again. If they are the only white person in the room or group, they are. How else would you describe the only white person or black person in the group? Basically, Your man knows how to use my thing now. Basically, Barnes is just out here, just doing coolish behavior. I can't lie. I can't back it. Nothing I can say that can back it. Can't back it. And John Barnes is a legend. You know what I mean? He's a proper legend, but I can't back it. The fourth official described, I think his name was Paul Webo, should be his name. He referred to him as a black guy. He said negro. Negro, maybe in Romania, negro means black. Apparently that's what they're saying. That's what it means. But you didn't need to say the black one. You just needed to say that brother over there. That one right there is the one that's giving me hassle. That one over there, he could have just pointed him out. That's not racist. It's not racist to point. For you to emphasize on the color of his skin to describe this individual to the referee, considering that there's not many of you in the ground. Do you know what I mean? So it's not like you're trying to do some detective thing where it's like, right, okay, cool, yeah, the black one. But for John Barnes to just come out and defend referees like racism in football time and time and time again. Rude boy. John Barnes, you just need to allow that behavior, fam. You just need to allow it. You make us all look bad. This ain't even for banter. It's just that at the end of the day, around the world, yeah, black people are facing some serious oppression. I don't know what rock you live under. Don't know if it's like Liverpool money that's making you feel like, yeah, boom, boom, I'm cool, I'm straight. You know what I mean? But the reality is that in the real world, where real people are at, yeah, you don't need to describe somebody like that. So I don't know why you're defending that. I don't understand why John Barnes is defending that kind of behavior, and that only just shows the coonish behavior. I don't know what happened to him when he was in Liverpool. I don't know how much they brainwashed him to make him believe like, rah, you know, this ain't racist, John. Or I don't know. I don't know his life, so I don't even want to go into his life. But it's just shocking, bruv. The man said something racist. Just call it for what it is, so football can move forward. All of this. It's not racist because he called him the black guy because he was around other white people. That makes no sense. He could have said the 5'2" guy, because this Paul Wibble guy could have said 5'2", the guy over there in the green jacket, you know, the gentleman standing over there, the guy over there chilling by the coaches, you know, the short guy chilling with the coaches. He could have looked at his trainers and said, you know what, the brother wearing the black trainers or the brother wearing the red trainers. He could have said so many things. The fourth official did not need to go out there and be like, yeah, the black guy. It was unnecessary. Now, I had this conversation with somebody else earlier on today, and he was like, if a white person describes a person, if somebody asks a question to a white person and the white person says, oh, the black guy, yeah, they don't deem it racist. I think take mad long to come up here, Nigeria. Nah, it's me. They come up, but I don't always click them all in. But nah, they come straight. Would you deem it racist? And also to my white followers, yeah? Let me know. If you feel comfortable just merely describing a black man and saying the black guy? Is that uncomfortable? But anyway, back to my friend. My friend felt like he doesn't feel that it was racist if a white person says, oh, the black guy over there. I was like, my stance was, you don't need to say that. It's not necessary. Like, I got a white t-shirt on, I got like a camouflagey hat. You know, if a white person wants to describe me, they can just be like, oh, the guy with the white t-shirt on, or the like, do you know what I mean? But for some people, clearly, it's not an issue. Like Cooper, let me know if a white person was just to refer to you as a black guy, If someone said, "Oh, I don't even know," a scenario like, "Okay, cool, who was making noise?" and a white person said, "Oh, it was that black guy," would you find that? Would you find that racist? Let me know. I'm just waiting for Cooper to let me know. But yeah, let me know what guys. Also, let me know if you find it racist. For me personally, John Barnes is doing bare coonish behavior. Simple and plain. Anytime there's a time to speak about racism, I just think you got to use the opportunity to talk about it. Don't shy about it. Don't try and come up with some intellectual or philosophical. It's a minor version of Karenism. Okay, I hear you. I hear that. I hear that. But I personally, don't describe. I am black, yeah, but I just think it's quite sensitive to refer to me as a black guy when I've got trainers on, t-shirts on. There's other ways of describing me, and again, in the context that he was saying it in, we don't know. Don't know the context. But either way, yeah, fam, that's long. Don't refer to man, and we must protect Demba Ba. Shout out to Demba Ba for standing up. That must have been tricky. So Cooper thinks it is offensive. He wouldn't say that they were racist, but yes, it's offensive. All right, listen, look, I agree. Anyway, me personally, don't refer to me as that black guy. That there's just no point. Even if I'm the only black guy in the room, there has to be something that I'm wearing that you can use to describe me. Like, why does the color of my skin need to be topic of conversation? I don't like it. I don't want to like it. I never have. I never will. And John Barnes is definitely pulling off some real coonish behavior at the moment for the check still. But guys, let me know what you think. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Like the hell out of this show and boost us up on the algorithm. Yeah? Cool. Clubhouse winner Friday. As promised, it's Wednesday. Yeah, man, couple days to go and then we're good. If someone called me that black guy, I mean, but yeah, you're right. And that's it is. And Cooper, I listen, I totally get it also. Like, I just don't feel I need to be described as that black guy. Not because I'm running away. First of all, you know, this is black. I'm not that. So why? Do you know what I mean? I think I'll leave that at that. Those those that have intelligence will understand what I'm saying, and those who are ignorant to it will also understand what I'm saying. But yeah, it's not necessary, man. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. Period. Like, you don't need to. And I know I'm black. I can remind myself that I'm black. But I think if you're white, you just need to have a bit more uh, sensitivity due to the history between white and black people. I think between white and black people, the history is so peak, yeah, from both sides of the spectrum, because we only speak about the slavery side, but not to go too deep into anything right now, because I'm talking about John Barnes. We've got to speak about life before slavery, Egypt times, and what we was on. So there's a deep rooted issue between black people or brown people, whatever we want to call ourselves, versus not even versus. There's just a lot of history there. So I do feel like sensitivity needs to be taken into account because and also as well, every person from Africa or the diaspora of Africa is different. So you got some people that may not take it offensively. Do you get what I mean? There's people out there with the same shade as mine who don't mind being described as the black guy, and it's like, well, you're not being racist, and if he or she is okay with that, they're well within their rights. But I just think it's very sensitive. I think if you're white to start calling people black or the black guy or the black one, you know, I just think it's very insensitive considering, what's happened over the last 1,000 years, um, with history and everything, and even just down to like Mandela just the other day, or being a part of the Commonwealth and what that really means, to be part of the Commonwealth, and you know African countries still being robbed to this day, for oil, gold, amongst so much other stuff. I just think it's really insensitive to just be start labeling out like you can run, man, like man still on the plantation, and it's like, oh yeah, that black, like what I mean, that black one over there, that black one, that black one, you know. So I do think that definitely is insensitive because you don't know other people's walks of life, and I think that um, if you're entitled to feeling like you can just say that, I mean, John Barnes is a total dick. I feel like he's just protecting his bag. I respect him as a footballer, but he's put his comments out there for me to have an opinion. The same way I'm putting my comments out there for other people to have an opinion on what I'm saying, which I have to deal with at the end of the day. And I think for the fact that John Barnes has put himself out there and this is his reaction, it's shocking. Even just with what Raheem Sterling's gone through the last 12 months, or still goes through the media to this day, it's long, fam. I really struggle to have any respect for John Barnes as a pundit anymore. Or at least I can't use John Barnes anymore as a person that I can relate to and look at and be like, okay, cool, yeah, black guy came from this, he dealt with the racism in England at the time. He's had banana skins thrown at him. Do you know what I mean? So for him to react the way that he's reacting, I don't know if he's just being old school, because maybe in his time he looks at it like, boy, in my time, these guys were throwing bananas at man. So, and that was racist. This guy's just calling you a black guy and you're calling it racist, but times have changed. We're definitely more sensitive to and self-aware with our actions. But maybe he's not a coon, actually. Maybe he's just looking at it like, raw, you lot are complaining about this small thing, when in regards to what he was going through when he was playing football, he was really having banana skins thrown at him, and he probably was like, well, that's racist. This thing here, him just calling you a black guy, that's a little thing. That's a minor thing, I have to take that. I have to definitely take that part of it as well into perspective. It's important that I don't have just like a one-sided view. Yeah, I just said that. I can't take it back, but he's coming from real racism. He did come from real racism. I just said that. If you was listening, but at the same time, times are different, right? But the problem is still the same. So black players may not be getting banana skins thrown at them, but at the same time, a fourth official doesn't need to be identifying you as a black person to the referee. No, there's other ways of identifying an individual. And it's important that we understand that. And it's important that these people that are in positions of influence on the pitch as a referee, I look at that as a respected position. You shouldn't be getting yourself caught up in something like this. But then that's who he is. And maybe when he's at home, maybe we just saw a take on how he behaves at home. Get the fourth official out of football anyway. Get him done. In regards to John Barnes, bro, Power. Shout out to Power. We're just here having a debate. Power, keep your opinions coming through. I'm really I want to hear them. I don't do this show to be right. I could be wrong. And I'm open to being told. I'm open to hearing your opinion and debating with you as well. So keep it coming if you want to add something else to what I've said that you disagree with. Do you say it? Do you think black people should or can use it? I used to use it, but I don't use the word anymore myself. What Negro or um should um D Cooper? I need you to be a bit more specific when you say the word. What word are you talking about, bro? When he was in the game, there was no one to even complain to. I know. I hear that. I hear that. But I make you right. Okay. Uh, no, you missed the message. Okay. Okay. When oh when and if you have the N word topic, I'ma try. I'm trying to be live with you, G. Um, the N word. I'll be honest with you, yeah. I don't like the N word. Um, but I'm one black. I'm one, African man of many across the bloody globe. Do you know what I mean? But I don't like the N word. Like I despise of it. I especially don't like it. I don't like the N word in music, but I flipping use it. Do you get one of them ones? Um, and it's contradictory, no doubt. But yeah, if I had the power to remove the N word out of music, I would. I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it's needed. Um, it's a nasty word, and um, I will, I will have that topic. That's the topic I'll come up with tomorrow. About the use of the N word. But yeah, just to answer the question anyway. Yeah, for me personally, I don't like the N word. I don't like the use of it. I don't like the use of it in music. I know, obviously, over the years growing up listening to hip hop, the rappers say they use it as a form of empowerment. I just don't understand how the N word, can empower you as a black person when it was used as a derogatory term, and it's just derogatory. There's nothing positive. I personally don't believe that the N word can be spun in a positive way at all. Personally, for me, I don't. I don't. Nah, not me. I can't speak for every single black person, and I can't speak for people that use it to make music or use it forever. I personally dislike that word every every way possible. If it was up to me, that word would no longer exist. Eye power. We shouldn't use it, especially in England, but I understand why Americans do. Um, it's kind of hard to tell someone in one country not to use a word in another. Um, I don't. I personally don't understand why Americans use it either. Why do you want to be reminded of why do you want to be reminded of something that's so derogatory? I do you know what I mean? I just don't. I don't. It will never make sense to me. It will never make sense to me whatsoever. Um, why the N word in particular needs that? I hate it, but I'm just one man. I don't think nobody should use it. Um, you know, and obviously, as I can accept. I can't understand, but I can accept why people from my community want to continue to use the word, because I sympathize and empathize with not forgetting that word, so not to forget where it comes from. Um, yeah, but I think we can just put the word. I think we can put the word in a museum, and maybe come up with some paintings and understand. and have a conversation and actually let people see that word. I know it sounds really dumb, right? For some people, that, oh, put the N word in a museum and then that's it. Do you know what I mean? But I feel like there's a time and place for that word, and it could be used as a way to debate, as a way to look into history, as a way to understand the past. But I feel like for us to still be using it to this day, yeah, I'm not for it. But I can't speak for everyone. You know, I'm just one guy trying to get to 100,000 subscribers. Okay, 1 second, my bro Mutz. Wagwa Mutz. The official needs to be. The official needs. Oh, the official needs to be made an example of. Otherwise, it will be brushed under the carpet like it always does. Yeah, man. Mutz. Hey, if you've got the link here and you're chilling on the computer, click that same link. You can come join me right now if you want. I'm right here live and direct. It's the same link. DB Cooper. Wait, if you wanna come on, send me your email, DB, and I'll send you the link now, and you can come and talk to me right now. You can be part of the live. I power. To be honest, is a word from their pain. And if you don't share that pain, then you wouldn't understand all other blacks should leave it. I don't understand I power what you mean by all other blacks. Explain explain if you want, if you wish to. Explain what you mean. To be honest, and it is a word from their pain. And if you don't share that pain, then you wouldn't understand. Bro, I power. I really don't know. I can't make sense of that one. But yeah, more power to you. Respect for. Try and make me understand, because I'm trying to. I'm trying to read it with like without trying to put my own personal feeling on what you're trying to say. So just if you can, before you go, just explain a bit more so I can understand. Yeah, no doubt. Mort's facts. Yeah. Anyway, Morts, if you're there, yeah, man, call up, bruv. Call up and let's talk about this. Yeah, I do think that referee needs to be made an example of. Still, it's necessary. It's definitely necessary for the referee, that official, to be made an example of. I don't think he should ever officiate another match ever again. That should be that. He should be looking at working at McDonald's now, or doing Uber Eats delivery or something like that, wherever he comes from in Romania. I think that this lifestyle he's been living just needs to get cut off. But I also think we should have more black people officiating football matches. Like I said before, I don't get it. Why does it have to be all white people just officiating a game? Are they the only people that understand the rules of the laws of football? I don't think so. So I don't see why we can't have more black people officiating a game of football. They play the game. Black people play football. Well, furthermore, it's not even a black thing. Everybody in every walk of life plays the game of football. So we should have even a mixture of people, of different backgrounds, different ideologies. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't understand why we just have like, you can have like, it's weird, like you can have all different backgrounds of people playing football, but it's like white people still got to officiate the game. I don't know. I don't know about that one there. They're definitely this has definitely allowed time and space for people to kind of hopefully think about, you know what I mean? Think about that, you know? Hopefully anyway. DB Cooper said, I think it's a powerful suggestion. Wait, hold on. I think Power is trying to say basically that the word comes with emotional connotations to black people in America, because that's where we see more racism historically. Um, I'm quite well versed and well read. Um, as I'm sure you all are as well. Um, you know, this thing about the use of the N word is just deeper than America. Like, you know, um, I feel like I get what you're saying, but disagree. All right, let me know what you disagree on. I feel like the word, not me or us, I mean to the public on the news. Okay, okay, okay. All right, all right, all right. I just feel like, look, man, when the brothers and sisters was on the plantations in the Caribbean, like they were still calling them niggas there. Do you know what I mean? It's just that America likes to glorify slavery. But there was slavery in Spain, there was slavery in other parts of, I mean, even in Brazil. So it's not just America, black people in America that are entitled to use that word. You got to also remember power. Like, for example, when the oppressors would have went over to Africa to take these people from there, they would have been calling them niggers from right there. Do you know what I mean? Treating them as and right there and then, even before they got to America. So I feel like, yeah, I don't agree with you on that one. I don't think the N word is specific to America. I think the N word in general just needs to kind of be not put in a box, but you know, we need to. I feel like we need to leave it somewhere. I don't suggest that we let go of the pain. I don't have the answer about racism and slavery with all of that. But for me personally, I dislike the word. Anyway, I'm gonna go back to those facts because I don't have the answers for everything else. But I do think that the N word should be taken out of music. Period. Um, yeah, that's that. But in terms of the referee, the official he's just due to get sacked, and they should let me at him as well. They should give away his at so I can send him this video. No, but get what you said it because the media is a tool. That's why. And I said the museum thing was brilliant. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Respect, man. Respect. 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 Yeah. Mutz is joining. Rob, I was about to cut out as well. Yes, my brother. One sec. Let me add you in. One sec. One sec. Yes, my G.
Well, people.
What's good? What's good? It's just me today,
Well
man.
done.
The galleys are deciding to be on some long holiday thing, fam. I can't get them on.
Resting up.
They're leaving me to do the work all by myself.
I see that, man. I see that you're out there on the front line by yourself,
I
my
have to
bro.
be, man. I have to. Every day I've got to keep dropping the content, bro. I can't sleep, man. You know how it is.
I hear that, bro. I've been seeing it, man. You've been keeping up the work rate. I can't lie, bro.
I have to, man. I have to. This has to change my life. You know what I mean? I'm still on.
That's it.
I'm still growing, man. This has to change my life,
Come
bro.
on.
But yeah, man.
Soon come,
What are
soon
you
come.
saying about the official?
Bro, you know what? Yeah, I got a text yesterday off one of my brethrens, and he sent me the link,
Yeah.
and he was like, obviously, I was watching the United. What was happening with United? I was
Okay.
watching the United game,
What? You're a
and
United fan?
no, no, I'm not. I was watching them get trashed.
Oh yeah.
And my mate texts me, he's like, yo, check this out. So I went on the link and whoa, I couldn't believe it. I
Yeah.
couldn't believe it. You know what I
Trust
mean?
me. I was
One thing
shocked.
I wanted to say is this, I personally think this ain't definitely ain't a one off. And I personally think this happens on a regular basis. The fact that it was an empty stadium and we
Mm.
heard everything, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? I think
Yeah.
that really helped. Like everyone see what it really was. Because I was thinking everyone's shocked and everything. I was like, but yeah, this is
This
yeah,
this
I
is
know what this
normal,
is.
bruv. Racism in football is not even just subjective to just black folk. You get
Yeah,
me? It's
yeah.
a wider issue.
Yeah, 100%,
Do you know what I
100%,
mean?
man. Yeah, man, I couldn't believe it what I saw, man. But you know what? Everyone making noise about it, and they stopped the game, and that's why I was like, "This is what you got to do.
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
what you
yeah,
have to do."
yeah, yeah,
Because the thing is, they love the they're more interested in the business side of things.
yeah,
Finish the game and don't worry about your feelings,
yeah,
type of
exactly.
thing. But, no, so you love the game, and we're gonna hit you where it hurts, and we're gonna stop the game. How
Yeah,
about that?
yeah, yeah,
And we know like there's majority of players out there, even in the Premier League. Come on, man, they're all of majority of them from African descent.
yeah.
So if you really want to stop the game, it will kill the whole thing. You get
It
me?
would, yeah. Lot of man ain't
Everyone
playing.
stop. You know what I mean?
Bruv, I was rating the way Mbappe just said, "Look, fam, if he
Yeah,
said it, I'm
yeah,
not playing,"
yeah,
and he's
yeah,
saying that he said it. So
yeah,
because he's saying he said it, I'm sticking with my man. I'm not
yeah.
playing. I
Real
rated
talk,
that. I
real
rated
talk.
that. I
Yeah,
rated that.
100%, man. Because again, man, it was a thing where I don't think they were backing the ref, but I mean the official. But I was like, well, the ref was moving a bit funny for me. I was
Yeah,
like, you should have sent him away straight away. Do you know what I mean? He should have been sent off straight away. Like there should have been
bro.
no
He was
question
dilly
about it.
dallying. He was dilly
I know.
dallying, fam.
And I think again, it was just a thing of he probably didn't want to be undermined by the players or look like he's giving in or whatever. But I was like, this is bigger than that. This is
Yeah,
bigger than that. I mean, you have to make an example of my man now,
yeah, yeah,
regardless.
yeah. Right
Not
now.
on, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
100%, man.
I agree, man. Because like I feel like the referee, like when the referee gave Paul Webbo, I think that's the guy's name, Paul Webbo. When he gave him the red card, I
Yeah,
understood why he gave him the red card. And I was speaking to my friend, and I was just like, the red card can always be rescinded after the game, innit? I just think he didn't
yeah,
want the confrontation of, oh, he said something racist, something's gonna kick off. So let me get rid of the person that's
yeah,
saying that. That's the benefit of the doubt I'm gonna give the ref
yeah,
in a
yeah,
heated
yeah,
situation like that. Because if I'm the referee in a heated situation like that, and the guy's like, it's a big thing. This ain't estate football. Do you know what I mean? We're not in the park here.
exactly.
This is
Exactly.
TV. Da, da,
Yeah,
da, da, da. I would have done the same thing as a ref. Gave him the red card. I know that his club can rescind it. Blah blah blah. But when
yeah,
everybody's
yeah,
telling him this guy said it, you even had the Turkish players. They showed me levels yesterday. The
yeah,
Turkish players
yeah,
there. They
yeah.
they,
Real
they
talk.
showed me levels because it was like, right, the guy was like, he said it. No, look, he's saying he
Yeah,
said it. So he said it. So we're not playing.
yeah. You got people from both teams. You
Yeah.
got what I mean? Do you know what? Again, it's another thing where recently as well, it's been like no to racism in
Mm,
football, and they've really made noise about it recently.
mm,
And in my head, then I'm thinking, if you don't make an example of this guy right now, you might have just been talking. That
yeah.
hashtag no to racism don't matter. It don't mean nothing to
It
you, bro.
doesn't.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You're
Yeah.
just trying to probably please that side of people. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Just so you can get the revenue in, and it's
Yeah.
just disgusting, man. They need to make an example of him and anybody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 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 I mean, look, man. Look, I was speaking to my friend as well. Like, one of my other brothers on the morning coming back from where I was, and it was just like, look, behind closed doors. Everybody says something racist, yeah, about somebody, whether people like it or not. Like people will say little race. Like for example, I'm African, my brother's Caribbean, right? Some of the jokes we
Mm.
have amongst each other, right? If you're not African or you're not Caribbean, you're gonna be like, wow, you lot are really racist towards each other. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
Do you get
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
So, and like for example, I don't know like your full background, but I've got Hindu and Sikh friends, right? And
yeah, yeah,
they go ham on each other. Like I'll be sitting
yeah,
there
yeah,
and I'll be like, "Rah, I can't join in on this joke."
yeah.
But what
I
you
know
man
what
are
you're saying.
saying,
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah,
it's it's peak. Especially like
yeah,
Hindu,
yeah,
Sikh, and like Punjabi as well. Like when they
yeah,
all
yeah, yeah.
like cussing each other. But that's an internal like Asian joke, if I can even say that. Do you know what I mean? But like,
Not yet. And again, it's amongst friends as well. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? It's a comfortability level. Like, for example, you're right. I've got friends who are Bengali and I'm Pakistani myself.
yeah,
We'll go back and forth with each other on the typical stereotypical type of
yeah,
things
yeah,
as a
yeah,
joke. You know what I mean? But again, if somebody else was to say the same thing,
yeah, yeah,
you ain't
yeah.
part of the circle. I don't know you, or you're not of
Yeah, exactly. You
where I
can't,
come
you
from.
can't, you
Then you
can't,
don't
you
run.
can't say it. And like,
100% not.
I feel like that referee there, the man, they must say certain things when they're at home, innit? Stereotypical stuff, and
100%.
it
Yeah,
slipped
yeah.
out. He's not the only one. Do you know what I mean? Because my thing was to my friend was like, look, we all say some wild shit in our own homes, yeah.
Yeah.
But obviously,
Yeah.
you know, you're in a professional place, like bro, like it's dead out. It's
Super
dead out.
professional, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got me. You're being paid.
Man's wearing a jacket. Yeah, he's got a jacket with UEFA on the back, and I'm like, you're supposed to be representing, like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Some, oh, I don't know, man. Like, again, I'm just waiting to see how this plays out, because if they
Yeah.
try to brush it under the carpet, and again, you know what's going to happen? Like everything else, we just carry on, and everyone, the masses carry on. Do you know what I mean? And it's like
I don't think this
nothing
will be
will
slept
happen.
on though.
I
I don't.
hope not, man.
Ian
Hope not.
Wright. Ian Wright came out and said, "Yeah, protect Demba Ba." I don't think. I don't think.
Mm,
I think it's even. I think even if the guy wasn't being racist here, and what
yeah,
he said is what he said, right? And I'm not playing devil's advocate. I'm just saying, if he never said it, right, he still needs to get sacked because he's put himself in a compromising situation
yeah. You shouldn't have
that
been in that
does.
situation in the first place. Yeah,
Yeah, do you know what I mean? He's put himself in a
yeah,
compromising situation that you know there's nothing you can do. You didn't need to call the guy black. Yeah, I don't know what you was even referring to him as being. You didn't have to. It just that
yeah,
guy.
yeah,
You know that guy with the short guy. You know the short guy
yeah, yeah.
with the green jacket on in the black shoes is the one that's giving me
So,
hassle on
like,
the
quick
touchline.
question, yeah. Like, if obviously, like, if someone was to, let's say, someone was describing you, because
Yeah,
I mean, obviously, police do it as well, don't they?
yeah,
They
yeah,
will say
yeah,
like a
yeah,
black
yeah. I
male,
see three and that.
or yeah. So, would you personally yourself, do you find that
Yeah.
offensive if someone was to describe you as that black guy?
I think it depends on the context, and I think it depends. Nah, no. Actually, no. I don't feel the need. Do you know what? Yeah, in a professional setting, right? With all these,
Yeah,
you see these big corporation companies, yeah, and they're
yeah,
all high and mighty life, yeah. No,
yeah,
don't
yeah.
describe me because you lot are the ones that come with all of this political correct stuff.
Yeah, the PC
Find a
stuff.
way to
Yeah,
describe me, yeah, because you're a top corporation, yeah.
yeah,
Find a
yeah,
way
yeah,
to describe me. But if you're talking about people that are like day to day, that you know, if I live in the same community as you, right, and let's
yeah,
just say you might be, you know, like Bengali, you could be white, you could be Irish, you could be a whole load of things. We end up having our own community inside these communities. Do you know what I mean? When you grow, I grew up on an
yeah,
estate.
yeah,
So I grew up with a whole different. Do you know what I mean? So if a person on my
yeah,
estate that I don't know that's a neighbor that lives 30 doors down the road, and then they goes, oh, um, if somebody says, okay, was that black guy? I don't believe that they may be saying it in a racist way. Do you know what I mean? But maybe
yeah,
because I know
yeah,
them, I don't know. But I feel like the hood and mainstream are two different things. Like
yeah, yeah, yeah,
mainstream people don't have a right to say these things because you man preach a whole next thing. You preach this
yeah,
whole, you know, equality, politically correct. In the hood, you just say as it is, rago.
yeah,
So I
yeah,
feel
yeah,
like
yeah.
with corporations, companies, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they have something to uphold to. Like for example, ISN, yeah, my views have nothing to do with ISN, yeah, and
Yeah.
like,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
do you get what I'm saying? And on top of that, like as a brand, yeah, I can't ever come out and make a black joke, yeah, and I'm a black person by the way, or a Bengali Pakistani joke. Although I've got friends that I may bust those jokes with, like when I'm being Isaac,
On a, yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
as a company, yeah, I could never say anything like that
You
because
can't do that. Yeah. Yeah.
do you know what I mean? My brand is for everyone. So if I'm
Exactly.
if the brand is for everyone, if somebody in my team says something like that, they have to go because the brand don't represent that.
I get that, and you have to represent the brand
Yeah,
correctly. So
of course.
yeah.
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 That's
Yeah.
it, man. And I feel like UEFA and them companies there, the UEFA president or anyone to do with corporations, T-Mobile, all of them, any of them corporations, they can't label me as the black guy. They have to find another way. And if they can't, then
That's
don't say
true.
nothing.
Yeah. 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 Real talk.
But
Because
if
another thing
go
is
on,
like, you know, like looking at like certain words and whatnot. For example, if I use like the LGBTQ, or I don't want to misquote their name or whatever. But
LGBTQ. Yeah. I think they added the
I
Q.
think is there another letter on the end as well
I
now?
think
I'm
Q's the
not too
last
sure.
one, but I'm not sure.
Who's the
I'm
last
not
one?
sure.
Okay, so basically, like, you see how certain words for them were rubbed out of society so quickly, and like if you use, there were certain words that you could use in, you know what I mean, like maybe 10 years ago
Yeah. You don't even
that
need to say
you
them. I
can't
know the
say
words. You
now.
can't say them now. Yeah.
Exactly, but you get, if you say it nowadays, you'll get looked at as, you know what I mean, as wrong. So
Mm.
my thing is it, it shows that they can pick whatever words that they want to get rubbed out. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But certain words are, so when it comes to the black community or anyone's community of color, it's like for example, the word that they use for Asians, it's like I don't ever see that getting rubbed out. Like I grew up with friends who used to refer to the corner shop man as, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'm going to the rare and rare shop, and I'm
Yeah.
like, it's so normal to them. Like I don't see it getting rubbed out. But then you've got words that have been rubbed out in the last 5, 10 years, and I'm like, it shows you can make a word look bad if you want, but you pick
Yeah.
and choose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is a pick and choose thing. Like,
Yeah, it's a pick and choose thing, definitely, man. But as well at the same time, like I was saying earlier on, with like for the N word, for example, being a black guy, yeah, like
yeah,
we also have to look at ourselves, man, as a community, and we rinse that word, fam. And we need to
yeah,
stop rinsing that word because I don't see no positivity in that word. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean? Like, I don't. I understand what the word represents, but they can never be a time. It's like if the N word is okay, then that means the word slavery is okay
yeah,
to me.
yeah.
Do you know if
You're
that
right,
makes it?
because again, with time, I think the roots behind that word have just like nowadays when people say it, they don't know what they're just saying it.
Yeah,
It's
they're
part of
just
the
saying it,
vocab.
bruv.
They
Even
don't know the
me,
meaning behind it. Yeah, like it's just, so there
bro.
is a dark type of it's just something attached to that word that you know what I mean.
It
Which is a
can't
big
go. It's
reason
like
why
that. It's
people
like a
leave.
smell. Do you know what I mean? It's like a smell. I don't know how to explain it. The N word just needs to get rubbed out, straight out and down. Put, like I said,
So I tell you
put
what,
the
like,
word into a museum and let people go and look at it, man.
real talk, real talk. But like I grew up with like black friends, white
Yeah,
friends,
yeah,
like friends with all different colors and that, and different backgrounds. Like even my black friends used to say to me, my Jamaican friends, my Nigerian friends, like one of my best friends is a Nigerian, but
yeah,
other friends who's like Jamaican, like I've
yeah,
got so many different that I grew up because Luton's so diverse.
yeah. Of
Do you know what I
course,
mean?
man
Luton's
knows.
so diverse.
Yeah.
And them man used to, even like you were saying, in your comfortability circle, them man used to be like to me, I know, like it's calm, like, man, nah, man.
Yeah.
I just never had the comfortability factor. But then again, I personally think because in my household where I grew up, my brothers, my family, my mum, it just wasn't something you just thrown you know what I mean? Like my
Yeah.
man wouldn't even say shut up in front of my mum and anything, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
exactly,
so
exactly.
I grew up like, it's not, bro, even when the tracks are playing, like you were saying before, like hip hop songs, and they use it so
Mm.
frequently and regularly. But I don't know, I'm
Yeah, it
just
must
so
be
used to
annoying. It must be.
canceling that
It must
word
be
out. Like,
jarring. It must be jarring because
but obviously, I grew up like that, and it was used to. And even I got bread, like I said, I got bread. Just like, yo, like it's cool, rare. I'm like, no, but it's just not. You know what I mean? Like,
that
bro,
that's
I got
that's
my
one
daughter.
thing.
My daughter's half Caribbean. You know what I mean?
Okay, right,
So,
okay.
so it's a bit of a.
Yeah, it's a
The
sticky
reason I
one.
jumped
It's
on,
mad because
yeah,
you can't use it, but she can. That's mad.
it's mad. It's mad. But again, it's still like, shall I tell you what? The other day, my daughter's 10 years old, and this is the reason I jumped up when I saw the combo. I thought, yeah, because
Yeah,
basically, but she's on her FaceTime or something last week with one of her school friends. They have this little
yeah.
chat. Now the little girl, one of the little girls in the chat, she got a loudspeaker. One of the little girls has said something like funny. Yes, she said something like absolutely joke. She said like, what did she say? She said it was so casually, like something they'd say in a rap song. She might have even been rapping along with something
Yeah,
when she said it. I'm not too sure, but I looked up and I said, "Rod, did that girl just? Did she just say what I thought she just said?" Like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? And my daughter's in the chat as well. My daughter just looked at me and whatnot, and I thought, this is something I'm gonna have to address now. Do you know what I mean? Because
Yeah, of
she's 10 years
course.
old. She don't know it's a loaded word, and her little white friend shouldn't be using this word. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
if they have no clue what the word holds, like that type of So, and like I said, my daughter's half Caribbean, but yet she don't understand that that's 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 nasty towards you. Like that's, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
This
yeah,
this is
yeah.
something that you need to know about, and so you can teach them about. Like you can't be going around saying this. Like I don't know any of my white friends that were comfortable to just say something. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
exactly.
Say
But
something
that's the
like
thing
that.
about
Nah, man,
culture.
bro.
It's all changing
Yes.
because now culture, you've got, for example, you got, if we're talking about like, obviously the black and okay, the black culture with the use of that word and other people who are invested in that culture, they don't even now see the differentiation anymore. Like in the 90s, if
Yeah.
you weren't black and you liked rappers that was using the N word, you still kind of knew you weren't black, so you couldn't use it. Do you
Yeah.
get what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's like
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
in this day and age, it's like, yeah, man, I like the tune and I want to say the word kind of thing, and it's not cool. Like even for me growing up, I never really understood the N word. I think until I'd say about 6 or 7. I would say is when I really got like a proper like understanding of it. Like once I saw Roots, like my mum sat me down and made
Yeah.
me watch
Yeah.
Roots in
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So by the time I saw Roots, it was like yeah, cool. But then America glamorized it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They made a lot of people rich using that word. Do you know what I mean, America? Like Diddy, Jay Z,
Yeah. Yeah.
Nas,
Yeah.
Biggie, Tupac, and these are all my favorite like artists, like hands down, like. But they empowered them to continue to use this word, to kind of glamorize
Yeah.
the word, and I just
Yeah.
I don't like. It's a shame because it took me a while to kind of really step on my own 2 feet. Probably around like 16, 17, when I kind of decided to myself that yeah, man, don't really need to use that word no more like that. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to sound like a contradiction either because if I'm with my if I'm hearing a Dr. Dre song like and the word
Yeah.
comes out,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it, and it's a different feeling for me. But when he says it, you know what I mean? There's this different feeling, but it gives off. But the fact when I start using my logic, when emotion comes out of it, you know what I mean? I just can't I can't condone it any longer. I can't encourage the younger generation to
Yeah.
use that word because
Hundred
it's
percent.
not necessary. Like put it in a museum, put the N word in a museum, and anybody that wants to look at it and understand the connotation of it and where it comes from and everything associated around that word, cool. But the problem is as well, we have like for example what you were saying as well, black people are different around the whole world. We're not even unified on a decision. So you could be like, for
Yeah.
example, with black guys in Luton, some black people in Luton saying because they've known you for so long, it's cool for you to use the N word, right? But then you're gonna come down South London, right? And then me and you are parring,
Exactly.
and then you
Yeah.
say it to me, and I'm like, what? All of a sudden, our friendship is done. But you didn't mean it
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
that way because your black friends in Luton,
I got a pass over here, but it don't
yeah,
mean I got a pass over there.
do you get
Yeah,
it?
of course.
And
Yeah,
then
yeah,
even
yeah,
some black people in Luton will be looking at you like, bro, you can't say it. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
As
yeah, yeah,
well.
yeah, hundred
So
percent.
it's like I don't believe in this past thing. I just think that if you ain't black, first of all, unless you're out and out being racist and you're ready to own it on your
Yeah,
chest, then use it and then see the reaction you get. Yeah. But if you're not trying to be racist and you're not trying to offend the African community, don't use it. I know you want to use it. I know you hear Dr. Dre using it. I know you hear Jay Z
yeah,
using it. I know Jay Z might be your favorite rapper and you might not be black. But you know what? If you're gonna say it in your house when no one's around. You know one of them ones. But if
yeah.
you're
Put your
around,
Tupac tracks on and just yeah.
yeah. If
But
you're
you know what
gonna,
the thing is? You know what the thing? You know, like the Americans. Would you say you see how some people say, oh, it's a term of endearment. Do you see how? Would you say that it is for them, for some Americans, a term of endearment, like how they use it in a sentence. Like you get me? Like instead of saying "yo, my brother," they will say "yo, my rare, rare, rare." So
yeah,
it's like, would you say that it's for them? Because it is really, I think it's more embedded in their culture first before we, because you know what I mean, before UK jumped on it. But again, like you said, I grew up on Wu Tang or Biggie or Tupac just using it so casually, and I was like, oh, it's just what they say. That's what I'm thinking.
yeah,
Like it's part of their how they say son, or the New York guys say yo
yeah,
son all the
yeah,
time. I'm thinking, oh, this is how they talk. Like you get me? So Like, would you say? Do you see their point of view? Do you think?
No, I don't. I
Nah,
understand the pain. Yeah, I
that's it.
understand the pain that comes with that word so much that there's never gonna be a time in my lifetime
Yeah,
to use that word. Now, I'm African, right? And I'm
yeah,
not like
yeah,
so. All these Black Americans, right, that use
mm,
this word were initially taken from Africa at some point, right? So,
yeah,
like I was
yeah,
saying, these oppressors was using the N word when they came to Africa first, anyway, because that's what they was
yeah,
calling us. Do you see what I'm saying? Then you've gone to America
yeah,
and then other parts, Spain, Portugal, all of these places that was involved in the Atlantic slave trade, you know what I mean, were on this madness anyway. So I don't, and like Britain, number one colonizers anyway. So I
yeah,
don't feel like
yeah,
Americans can use it more because Caribbean people were being battered in the Caribbean, being called the same N word. Do you know what I mean?
yeah. You're right.
On
You're
the
right. You're right.
plantations. So I don't
Yeah,
feel like this N word is exclusive to America. I don't. And I feel like I feel like a major chunk of Americans, black Americans, yeah, that even consider themselves African Americans, because that country is just an mad thing anyway.
I know. I
You
know.
got black people that look like me that say they're not African American. I don't get it,
Yeah,
but do your
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Do you get me? But
I see that. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, but I just think like we just shouldn't use that word. I just think that collectively we should just say stop using it. I
I
don't
think
think.
you're right. To get, I mean, I think if the movement is like we need to get this word rubbed out and we need to stop, then you're right. I think everybody across the board
Yeah,
needs to
across the
stop.
board, across the
We
board.
can't just say, yeah. I get that. That's personally, I probably think that's the only way it works. If everybody, you know, what I mean, because like you said, it can't mean one thing to one person and one thing to another person. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Because
yeah,
where it comes
yeah.
from,
I
it
mean, if
only
black
has one
people
meaning.
want to use it, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't agree with it, right? But I'm not gonna tell the next black person not to use it because of my views. And
yeah,
my views are my views exclusive to me, and what I think.
yeah.
I think we should get rid of the word. But I know there's gonna be a bunch of whole other black people that are gonna be like, nah, 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 we shouldn't. It means so
Mm.
much to me to this. But I just think like I don't know about you, but I don't like to be reminded of pain.
No, you're right. You're right. Listen, you're right, man. Because obviously, personally, the word the word they use for Asians, I don't think is as deep rooted. Well, I know it ain't because obviously, you know what I mean, the slave trade and whatnot, and where it
Yeah,
came
yeah, yeah.
from, where your ancestors had to go through. I think the word they use for us, the P word they use for us, is just something new they've come up with, and I still don't like to hear that.
I don't
Do you
like
know what I
it.
mean?
I
I don't
don't,
like it. You know
I
what I
don't
mean?
dig that word. I don't
Because
dig that
again,
word.
it just reminds me of ignorance. I'm like,
Yeah, of
you
course.
man are just because they will say that to a Bengali person. I'm like, it don't apply to them. They will say to
Yeah.
an Indian person, I'm like, it don't apply to them.
Do you know what I
Do you know what I
mean?
mean? But it's just the hate. That's all it is. They know it's a nasty word, so that's what they want to use to trigger you or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But you're right, man. I think it's just embedded in culture now, and if we want to rub it out, everybody across the board
Yeah,
has
we
to
just shouldn't
consume
use
it.
it, man. I wish it wasn't used in music just
Yeah,
because, you know, when that word is used, right? So you've got like, let's just say you got a 15-year-old impressionable you right now, hearing the word
yeah,
and in every track. Does their research, yeah? Does their
mm,
research on the internet because Google will tell you everything. Find out where the N word comes from, then gets to go on YouTube and see like 20 different people giving you reasons why they should use the word, yeah? Or why we shouldn't
yeah,
use the word, right? And then you think to yourself, yeah, you know, white white people used to call us this, da 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 da. Yeah, it's a word of empowerment. You're now just messed up this 15-year-old kid. You
yeah,
just messed him
yeah,
up. Cool.
yeah. Real
Put it
talk.
in the put it in the library. Let him go read the word in the library, yeah, or in the museum. That particular word. Go and do some research on that word, and never
Yeah,
forget it. I feel like as a black person, never forget if you want to live by that. Never forget, cool. But I think the glamorizing of that word doesn't help move forward with anything. But at the
And
same
that's
time,
another problem. Because again, you were saying like the glamorizing of it, and I personally think like if you look at how the industry set up, for example, music alone is such a big influence. So when you've got the biggest influencers or whatnot, do you know what I mean? And they're the ones putting it out. The youngsters are going to feed off that, and they're going to follow
yeah,
it, and they're going to do it. So it
more
does have to
hate.
start somewhere. Like these label bosses or whoever they are, maybe need to say
Forget
to the big
them.
artists, like,
Forget
yo,
them, because they're
don't.
just benefiting off the thing. They don't business, fam. Like they don't business.
That's why, for example, people like 6ix9ine or whatever, they get
Yeah,
the pass. And now look at the big influence he did have. Do you see what I'm saying? So
yeah,
when he was started saying it, you know, I know for a full fact, even over here in the UK, across the globe, like there was kids in probably every country of different colors just shouting it. Oh yeah, 6ix9ine.
yeah,
You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
So
Of
it's one of
course.
them things. Like
Yeah, the
influences
word
is
should get
what they
rubbed
do.
out. Just rub out the
The
word.
youngsters will follow in it. Like it's like that.
Yeah, man. Nah, man. I agree. Bro, the reason why I brought it up was because I had a 16-year-old come out of his way to ask me why I no longer say in my music, not saying the word. It's caught his attention. Message. Yeah, man. For real.
You
Like
see
for me
that? It's a
personally,
word.
I don't even like swearing in music. I'm on a Will Smith
Yeah,
vibe. I feel like you can still make a song sound sick without
yeah,
swearing.
yeah, yeah,
You can
yeah.
still tell me that you're chefing and queffing, but the effing and
Yeah,
no, but like the effing and the B
yeah,
word
yeah.
and like, do you know what I mean? If a girl's giving you head, just say a girl's giving you head. Do you need to say the B word? Like, is it
You know
is
what?
it
I
is
mean,
it
do you know?
necessary? It's not necessary.
Yeah. I mean, what I learned, obviously, like, because I'll be real, I think it for me it was that evolution type of man just evolved as I was going along the game and I was still
Mm,
doing my music. I'm thinking, if you listen to my early music, there was a lot of swearing or whatever,
mm.
and it was like I don't know, I guess it was just in my vocab. You know what I mean? Day to day, man just probably does swear quite a lot. So it was in my vocabulary that. So as time went on, what happened with me personally, I started realizing that I had to get a lot of my tracks before I was sending them out to radio and to DJs and that. I'm like,
Yeah,
I have to get into, you know what I mean, radio where we have to cut out all of the, you get me?
yeah.
So that's where I stopped using it myself because I was like, it's a lot easier for me to stop, and then it just became natural. You see what I'm
Mm.
saying? It's
Shout
one
out
of
to
them things, man.
HD. That's an art, not swearing in music. Shout out to HD. Yeah, no, for real, man. Like,
Definitely,
I just,
definitely, it's an art, man.
bro,
It
like,
makes you use your mind more. As an artist, it makes you think more and expand more. I had to expand. That's what happened. My
yeah, defo.
vocabulary and I had to fill it with something else rather than just
Yeah,
swearing. So I'm
man.
like, I'm sending over these tracks to DJs and I'm having to cut out every fourth, fifth word. And I'm like, you're not even going to hear the whole track because they're not playing it in the daytime with swearing on it. Do you know
That's
what I
it.
mean?
That's it. I feel like you
But
don't
again,
need to swear. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
the
Put
benefit
that
is
N word in the museum, man. That's my thing. Put that word there in the museum, and go and show your children why this word isn't positive to be used, and teach them what you want to teach them about that particular word, where it came from, how it came about, all of that stuff. But I think that to be progressive as a people, you know,
yeah,
we can't, like for example, if you're not part of, like you were saying about the LGBTQ community, there's certain things that you can't say no more,
yeah,
and it's been
yeah.
rubbed out. If you say that, boom, bam, lock off.
And the main thing is they don't call each other that. So that was part of rubbing it out as well. You see what I'm saying? So that
Mm.
was a part of getting that word out. And it was like we can't use it either type of thing. Because I mean, I've never heard a gay guy call another gay guy. You get me?
Yeah, yeah,
Whatever.
yeah, yeah.
But it just doesn't seem like a thing. You know what I mean? But again, it's what was again back to your point. I was going to ask you, what was you saying? What did John Barnes? What was his view on this earlier?
Bro,
I heard you mention
you
his name,
see
but I
John
didn't know what he
Barnes,
said.
yeah? Let me show you, because I can show you quickly. One
I
sec.
hope it's not that bad. 'Cause I love that guy. That's my legend,
I
man.
know, I see you with the top still. I just thought I'd leave you
Yeah, I
alone
got the
with that.
retro one on, man. It's the retro thing here
Yeah,
today,
yeah,
man.
yeah. That team, but we'll come back. I'll come back to cussing your team later. I'll come back to that. Let me show you this team. One sec. So can you see
Yeah,
this?
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you see that?
If they are the only white person in a room or group, they are. How else would you describe the only white person? Oh man.
And then he goes, Boss said if he was white, you wouldn't say white guy. But if there were five black coaches and one white coach, he would have said the white one. What else could or should he say? Bro,
Yeah.
this
Oh,
is why I just thought to myself, this guy's an absolute lemon, fam. But you know what? He's been
yeah.
getting trolled online for being a coon. And I had to do more research on John Barnes 'cause I never realized. But you know what? These guys like John Barnes or like Michael Richards, yeah? They're just trying to secure the bag, fam.
Yeah.
So they're
Yeah.
just trying to be like, oh no, 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 it's not racist, it's not this, da 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 da. But at the same time, I understand that John Barnes really had bananas being thrown at him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
because I watched the documentary thing that he was on,
yeah,
and he spoke deep about it, which is why this is kind of shocking because I thought he would back it. Like that's mad.
do you know what I mean? So he really had bananas being thrown at him. So my thing was, like older parents, for example, yeah, like we make up little things like, oh, it's too hard, but then they say in my time, like like kids, for example, a child now to walk 5 miles, yeah, to go to school,
Yeah,
that's long. They want to take the bus, they want to get in a car, they want to go on a scooter,
yeah,
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 and you know what I mean. That's a big deal. Now I'm not comparing what John Barnes is saying with racism to the scooter or nothing, but what I'm just trying to say is that he comes from a generation. This is the only thing that allowed me to just be like, let me just cuss him, but also think. They're not throwing bananas at football players now. So he's just I'm thinking, is he looking at it like he just called you the black guy?
it's not that bad. That's what he's thinking.
In his head, is that what he's
Yeah,
trying to say? Like, bro, he just called you. He just pointed you and called you the black guy. Because he's probably thinking, in my time, man, they was really out here calling me N word, throwing bananas at me. They was really doing the
yeah,
most. So it's one of it's for me. It's I don't agree with John Barnes. Let that be clear,
yeah,
and I do think that's coonish behavior. But he's been in this particular environment with a certain level of white folk at a certain level of money. So, and the company he keeps, so his mind isn't as aware or in tune with racism as it is for me. I'm still in the
yeah,
trenches, fam. So, like, I see it for what it is. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah. I
I
think you're right. He's I think he's in a position where if he was to speak and say certain things, that he'd have to make a choice because you're right. He's in their pocket. You know what I mean?
mm,
Like you know what I mean? I personally, that's what I think anyway. He's like you said, he's working for these big corporations and that man. He's working for the people
yeah,
who run in football. You know what I mean? So, and I don't personally, I don't think that he'd it'd be a choice. If he spoke out, he might be jeopardizing the way they look at him at work. Do you see what I'm saying?
yeah,
And that's what I feel like a lot of people sometimes look for is that approval from the man. You know what
yeah,
I mean? It's like we need that approval of I'm not one of the angry ones. Do you see what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. Exactly,
See that?
exactly.
And that's where you got to have your balls or you got
Yeah.
your stand on what you know what I mean. What your belief is like. It's just a mad one. Obviously, he caved in by looking at what that said there. I think
Well, those are
that's
his own
yeah.
tweets.
He lost a couple points for me on that one, man. Because
Yeah, man.
that's
He just should have just kept quiet. Just be
you know, being
quiet.
rich. The way Demba Bar and that were on it, yeah. Like I was like, this is what he needs. Obviously, I'm not like you get me, man. Don't think like everyone should rebel when them thing there, but bro,
Yeah.
you got to make noise about that shit because you see the way that the officials were trying to calm it down, like let's not make
Mm.
noise about this. Like, nah, brother, let's make noise about this, man. Like it's got to be heard. So for someone like Barnes to come out and say that, man, it's like, bro,
Rude boy.
moving a bit mad.
Bar was moving, yeah, like a roadman from South on a football pitch.
That's what I'm saying. He had a
Proper.
mask on everything.
Yeah, he was.
yeah,
I felt shook, yeah, for the ref, fam.
yeah, okay.
I felt
Yeah,
shook. I was like, he's like, what
nah,
do
he
you
rep.
mean? What do you mean? What are you talking about? What do you mean? You know them intimidating moments there. That was a real
yeah,
intimidating moment, bro.
yeah, yeah. Real talk, man. I was thinking, yeah, to the official man, just empty your pockets, bro. Just empty your pockets.
1 second. So we
Otherwise,
got HD here. Shout out to HD. I've personally experienced it in the work environment, and it's only when I got home. It's only when I get home I pre what was said. I'm like seeing, okay, got away with that one. Yeah, for sure, man, no doubt. And that's the thing. If you're dependent on the man's money, the man, we all know who I'm talking when I say
yeah,
the man, he can control your thought process because you got to think about your kids, your wife. Because if a man's not working and you got a family, she gonna leave your ass. She gonna leave you, especially if you're just there talking. Especially if you're there just saying about race. Like, okay, that's not right. But if you ain't making no bread, she gonna leave your ass. She gonna leave you.
yeah,
So those pressures there are real, especially for black people. I feel like if you leave your job because you're racially abused, it's not so easy to go to a next job. Do you know what I mean? It's not. A lot of black people are just happy to even have a job, which is bad to think like that because the world is infinite. But that's the power play that the corporations play, and that's going to take a long time before we all start being self efficient, so that we can
yeah,
express how. Because we're at the bottom. Banks don't want to give black people loans. You can't
yeah,
get mortgages. You need a loan from the bank to get a mortgage and top positions. They'll take all the music. You know get bumped by contracts. Like there's so much other things that's into it. So without going into all of that, you know, I for me, John Barnes is rich enough, and this is why
yeah,
I'm more frustrated with John Barnes because maybe if like I don't want to say me because I'm trying to be a personality and do this whole YouTube thing, but if I'm just a normal guy working at BT Sports, right, and they ask me a question like that, and I'm on 50K a year, I might swerve the answer, but John Barnes is rich enough. Like he ain't gonna lose. Who cares? Like the Sky set up a YouTube account. AFTV's popping. I'll watch John Barnes talk up the
yeah,
things. You know what I
yeah,
mean? There's
yeah,
too much for
yeah,
people like him who already have influence, that have social medias. You should be using it to empower people and let people know that look, you lot can't just take us for whatever and just think it's okay. Now I was proper upset with
yeah,
Michael Richards as well. He was trying to be intelligent, and I feel like when it comes to racism, you don't need to be intelligent. If it's racist, call it out.
exactly.
You don't need to
Yeah,
be political.
yeah,
There's no reason for you to be afraid
yeah,
to be politically correct. So yeah, I was frustrated with
yeah,
that. But all in all, yeah, man. I got my little platform here growing, so man can say what I
yeah,
want. You get
but
me?
yeah, 100%, man.
Bun
But
bun
yeah,
there, bun
man.
there.
If it happened, I personally think if it happened in the Premier League, like it has happened. Let's put it that way. It's happened
Yeah.
because how many the amount of stories I've heard, but obviously there's been crowds in the stadium or
But
whatever.
look at
So
Sterling though. Look at Sterling, fam. Like, was it against Chelsea with Sterling, fam? Come on, fam. It
you know
happens in
what,
the Premier League,
Sterling.
bruv.
Well, Sterling had it so bad because he had the media against him and them type of corporations there, and it was
Mad.
horrible to see what they were trying to put him through. Like, who was it? Was it the Millwall fans recently? Did you hear about that?
Oh, when they no, I think it was the players or the club. They refused to take the knee. No, they booed when it was
The
time to
boo.
take the knee.
Yeah, yeah.
Look,
Like,
Millwall fans. If I got Millwall fans in here that aren't racist, more power to you. But 95% of Millwall fans, in my mind, growing up in South London, with
yeah,
my experience with Millwall as a football club, growing
yeah.
up in the South London experience, yeah, the man are racist there anyway. So whatever. But I'm guessing there's a 5% that ain't, and hopefully you lot are the ones following my channel. So more power to you, man, and women. But in
I
general,
personally think it's a thing where it's embedded in them lot so much. Like I feel like growing up hearing about it and that. Like even one guy that I went to school with, his dad was main line with them man because I saw him on Crime Watch, I think it was.
about it, man.
Yeah, and they pointed out and like they done the zoom in on the fans and
Yeah,
the close up and that, and they were looking for certain people, and it was my brethren's dad they were looking for. I was like, yo, that's mad. Well, I say my brethren loosely, like I went to school with him,
yeah.
and yeah, it was his dad, and I was like, "Raw, this is kind of mad." But even to, and that was like for 2007 or something like that.
Mm,
And now I'm thinking, like, what has the club done about it to get that off them? Do you see what I'm saying?
mm.
Because you have to. 'cause till this day, I feel like it's still the same thing. Because it was only the other day I'm hearing that they're booing at people taking a knee. So I'm like, all right, cool, it's still in your club.
They're still the
How do you know
same,
what I mean?
bro. Still the same, bro.
The
Still
club
the
has to do
same.
something about it. The club has to do something about it. They have to threaten, like the, you know what I mean, the team moving forward or even competing or something. Because when it's embedded that deep, you're known as the club that is racist. Like
Man like HD
that's
just
mad.
said yesterday they never took no knee. They stood up. So yesterday I think Millwall never took no knee. They stood up.
That's horrible.
It's just a piss take, fam. Even if you're ignorant to understanding it, the fact that the rest of the world and the Premier League are telling you that we're all taking the need to understand that Black Lives Matter,
Yeah,
even if you're racist and you don't believe in it, but the fact that the majority are doing it, you should take
yeah,
time out. Don't say
yeah,
anything. Don't take
yeah,
the knee if you don't want to, yeah, because
yeah,
you're ignorant. So at least I know. I rather people that are racist to me up front. So at least I
yeah,
know not to be cool with you. Do you get me?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
yeah.
prefer it. I prefer open racism. I don't like behind closed doors racism. If you're gonna be racist, just be
We call that
racist.
covert racism,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
that's
I
a day
hate
to day
that
thing,
because I
isn't
don't know. I'm thinking that we're cool. I'm thinking you're one of the cool ones, but these times you're not. You're ready to stab me in the
it? Yeah,
back the moment you can get a chance. So I don't mind open
yeah.
racism. Like I'm okay to it. You know what I mean? But don't. What are you booing for? Just don't take the knee. Just shut up.
Real talk, real talk. That again. It just shows the hatred in the fans. Like again, it just
Mm,
shows something that's disgusting. I'm like you as people, because like for example, my thing is if it's something that I don't agree with, but yet it's something that somebody else feels deeply about, I'm not going to
mm,
go out of my way to make them feel. Do you see what I mean? Like.
mm.
So again, it's a natural thing. Like these people must just be like horrible people day to day in their lives. Because I'm thinking, like, certain times if I'm going to walk through a door somewhere and I'm trying to get somewhere quick, but there's someone behind me, I'll stop and let them go through first. You see what
Mm,
I'm saying?
mm, mm,
Like
mm.
in my mind, I'm on my own mission or whatever, but it's
Yeah,
cool. Let me think about the next person for a second.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Again, these fans, a lot of them, they might be racist, they might be ignorant or whatever it is, like, but these men just need to, like, the club or somebody needs to do something to remove that stigma attached to that football club. You know what I mean? They
Mm.
got a lot of history, that club. Millwall have a lot of history, man.
Yeah, they
You know what
got
I
a lot of
mean?
history about that thing there. Even Chelsea fans, like even Chelsea as a club,
Yeah.
like yeah, the Chelsea fans, they're mad. You know what I mean? The way they dealt with that black man in France, trying to get on the train. So get me.
Yeah, yeah, that was horrible.
Do you know what I
That was
mean?
horrible.
So
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's a world. It's still a worldwide issue. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But look, man. Just staying on topic with John Barnes, I think utter waste, man, fam.
yeah.
Utter
That
waste.
was. Can't believe that's a bit of a letdown, man. To be honest, but that's a big letdown, to be honest, man. Because I held him high in them regards. Because I did think in my head, I'm thinking he comes from the days of crazy racism,
Yeah,
like you said, the kind
exactly.
of bananas. So I'm thinking
Yeah.
if anyone should understand, it'd be someone from his cloth. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
anyone to be really furious, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
But the man's paying him a good check, rude boy, and he wants that check, fam. And
That's
that's
it.
that's that's the problem again in our community is that man are ready to take the check and shut their mouth. We're ready to take
Yeah,
the check, and that implicates so much things when we're ready to take the bag. You know,
yeah,
um, and that's just it. Luckily for me, I'm born in a time where my mouth is my weapon. Use it positively and to inspire people, but at the same time, shed light on things like this that need to be shed light on. You get me? But the whole world ain't like that. So get
because
me.
you know what?
Also,
Like I don't know
go on. Sorry.
if you've ever played. Like obviously, like Sunday league football and that. Like I played for like a year or two, like
Mm,
way back,
yeah.
and bro, it was normal. Like, you
Mm,
know what I mean? For managers, like, I'll be deadly honest, my manager used to bust like certain ignorant jokes. You
mm,
know what I mean?
mm.
Like at the time, what I didn't look at it as that bad because I'm young and I'm just playing football. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is what it is in this. Do you know what I mean? But growing up, you realize it's ignorance. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah, man.
pure ignorance.
Yeah, man. No
You've got
doubt.
people all different walks of life, man, and it's crazy because it could be a policeman, it could be a doctor, it could be a whatever, man. But there's some people out there that are just, it's just like
Yeah.
Again, I call it ignorance. You
Mm,
know what I mean?
mm.
These men are too ignorant to even know what racism is like. They don't even. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
These
yeah.
men,
To that because it's so embedded in their culture. It's okay for
exactly that.
them to make racist jokes, but I can't make funny jokes about where their little history. Do you know? Not little, but their history. I can't make jokes on
Yeah,
their. Do you know what I mean? So why do you feel that that colonial Britain or that colonial, like, or that slave, like the way America enslaved, or like Spain, Portugal, like those days are done. You know what I mean? Those days are done.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And you know what? You just have to move now according to the times. And the times are now. You can't say these things. You can't change. You can't change the way a person behaves, but you can definitely teach them how they can conduct themselves. You can't stop someone from being racist, but you can make sure that when they're around in this particular setting, this is how
yeah,
you conduct yourself. And if you don't conduct yourself,
yeah,
there's a serious punishment for behaving like that.
yeah, yeah. Real talk. You got if that's how you feel, you got to keep that stuff in your own house, and that's the make. But again, it's like people are at that comfortability stage where I ain't gonna even keep this in my house.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. You man think,
I can get away with. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like it wasn't too long ago. I heard BBC had a problem and
yeah, man, yeah,
something
man,
was
yeah,
said.
man. They've got
I
BBC
can't
got a
remember.
new. If you notice, a lot of people left BBC radio and that, like all Dotty and that, Amplified Dot
Yeah,
and a few
yeah.
others, because
That's it.
they've got this racist guy that's taken over. So I think the guy that's the head of BBC at the moment, I think he's made some racist remarks in the past about black folk. So a lot of people left.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
And again, for me, I heard about it and then it went. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
Came
those that
and
left,
went.
left, innit? And those that stayed, stayed. It's a big corporation. You know what I mean? So who? No, no. At the end of the day, we care more. A lot of us care more about BBC operating than having an owner that's racist, because it's not everybody's problem. It's only for the black
Yeah,
people. And even if black people stop in the UK, stop listening to BBC, it would still be able to function and continue and run. It would definitely be more boring if black people wasn't involved in the BBC, but I'm pretty sure they would have no problem continuing the agenda they was running in Thatcher days. You get me?
100%. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a big corporation, man. It's
Yeah.
huge. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
it's
it's like,
massive. Yeah. Anyway, bro. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Check out Mutt's music. I'm telling you, his track's fire. Anyway, he already had an
yeah.
interview with us. Also, I've got a new thing going on. People out there that are watching. We got a cash app. You get me? UKISN pound sign. Sponsor me to keep going. Change the venue from my yard, well, my sister's
Sponsorship,
yard. You get
man.
me? I'm gonna call this my yard. My yard is somewhere else, but I record at my
Man, want to be
sister's.
doing this from the shard. You get me?
You get me? Yeah. My sister's aesthetics, as you can see, are better than my own aesthetics. So I choose to record in my sister's yard instead of my own. But look, man's got Cash App out here. Man's got apply pressure, free Wiley. Wiley's on Clubhouse, man. Wiley's been freed. You get me?
Big
Apply
up the bros,
pressure.
then. KP.
Trust me. Yeah, Wiley's already been freed now, but we'll talk about that actually tomorrow about Wiley being freed. But yeah, man, like, comment, share, subscribe in the comments. Continue to comment, guys. The club invite for Clubhouse competition ends on Friday. For that invite, I've got that invite for someone, and yeah, man, support man's thing. Cash App, UK ISN, get some new equipment and stuff. And also, I think if you want your comment to be highlighted on the comments thing, you can kind of like donate to man's thing somewhere up there or there.
Is it like a super chat or something, innit?
Yeah, on the super chat. I've got a
Yeah, that's
super
the one.
chat.
Super chat, man.
Yeah, I've got a super chat going. So guys, obviously donate if you feel you need to. If this content was good for you, I'm gonna start being a bit more shameless about my Cash App and the super chat. You get me? I need to grow. But yeah, Like, comment, share, subscribe. He's being freed as we speak. What's the compo? If you watch the instead of me going on about the competition again, if you watch my last video about Wiley being free and Clubhouse, you'll get all the information about the Clubhouse invite from there. Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna be a bit more shameless with the stuff. Donate, man. You know, trying to grow, man. Make sure you go and check out Mutz's music. That's MUTT. Is it MUTSS?
MUTSS.
Yeah, MUTSS. Listen, bruv, that is new track, no capping, banging.
Yeah, man. Shout out my brother Dizzle AP on that one as well.
Shout out Dizzle AP on YouTube. Type it in. Oh yeah, bro, you gotta fix up your tagging, bro. Because every time I type in MUTSS, you're not coming up straight away.
Brother, it's mad.
I'm seeing
much music.
I'm seeing dogs and that, fam. I'm like, bro, what's going on, bro? I've been meaning to talk to you about that.
Yeah, they're showing mutts and that, bro.
Yeah.
But you get me. Like, we all got a little bit of dog in us, you know.
That's it. I hear that. Nevertheless, man. Nevertheless.
Now, you know what? Just type in Mutt's music and it will come. I've got my own channel there, Mutt's music. Hit me up on the gram. You'll find everything on there. You get me?
Yeah, man. Dope artist, man. Stream that, man.
Come on, man. But love for having me on today, my brother.
Bro, anytime, bro. You get me? This ain't.
You know what? Man was just there in the morning. I just had my cup of tea and I woke up late. I woke up 7 o'clock, went back to sleep, woke up again. I looked on your thing and I see you were live.
Yeah.
Thought, let me jump in on this combo, man. You get me?
Man, like Applied Pressure wants to give man gelato 3-1, bro. I don't really do the gelato thing still. You get me? My lungs can't manage them.
I have small Cali to donate.
Trust me. Trust me. Hey, shout out to Applied Pressure anyway. But and I'll take
I'll take the Cali in it. Just send the Cali my
way. Send the Cali Mutz's way. You get me? And I'm gonna make sure that we big up Applied Pressure when I come to your next video shoot, bro.
100%. Listen, I was gonna say I'm gonna send you over some dates. I'm booked in and that still.
Oh, wicked. I'll be there to do the behind the scenes, man. No doubt.
Yeah, man. Big up that DB Cooper TSV and that. Come on, man. Love my bro.
That's it. Oh, he's saying you can see the stuff online, yeah? Because I can't even see.
Yeah, bro, I'm locked in on the TV as well, on the big screen, man.
Oh, wicked. Respect, man. Respect. Anyway, guys, I'm not going to plug the thing anymore. But thanks for all being tuned in. I think this is the longest podcast I think I've done so far. Much, you know you're welcome every time. This ain't no, like, interview show. This is... Man talks about real life stuff with real people every day. So this... Anytime you see a topic that you like... You get me? You already know. Just click the link in it and just send it through.
100%.
And anybody else that wants to be part of the show, email me at. Let me put it here. Actually, email me there now.com. Email me on that one there, and I will then send you the link to come on the show on the next topic. But you know what? Everybody bless. Thanks for watching. Applied Pressure. I don't need that gelato. That $4.99 in the super chat. That's what man needs. Start stacking for a new camera and that. So yeah.
Come on.
All right, man. Respect. Anyway, guys, man. Peace.
Bless my bro. Next time, man.
Next time, man. Bless.